Homework demo video for 5 homework 4, and we're going to solve compound inequalities. Let's take a look to see how these work. Basically what we're doing is we're going to solve more than one inequality for a situation, and our graphs are going to look a little bit different. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here I have x plus 5 is greater than 8 and negative 3x is greater than or equal to 9. So I'm just going to split these two up and I'm going to solve them separately. So here I would subtract 5 from each side and I get x, these cancel, greater than 3. Here I'm going to divide by negative 3 on each side, which means this cancels, and I flip my inequality symbol. X is less than or equal to negative 3 because 9 divided by negative 3 is negative 3. And if I take a look at the graph, talking about two numbers, I have negative 3 and positive 3. Above the positive 3, I have an open circle because it's just greater than. Above the negative 3, I have a closed circle because it is less than or equal to. And so, when I graph, x is greater than positive 3 goes to the right. Over here, x is less than or equal to negative 3 goes to the left. And so I can see that from my answer here, that x is greater than 3 and x is less than negative 3, it works in my graph. X is greater than 3 and x is less than negative 3. So split those up, pay attention to your graph. I will also show you this. Sometimes your graphs for inequalities, or compound inequalities, will look like what I call barbells or glasses, whatever you wanted to say there. But sometimes the two lines meet in the middle. So pay careful attention to that. Let's look at an example of a between inequality. 2x minus 3 less than or equal to x plus 8 less than or equal to 3x plus 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split these up. I'm going to treat this side as one inequality, like this. And then I will treat this side as one as well. And then I'll solve each one of them separately, and then I'll graph the solution. So here I have variables on both sides of the inequality, so I have to decide which side of the inequality symbol I want to keep my variables on. And I'm going to put them on the left because I can see that if I subtract x from both sides here, that keeps my variables positive, and 2x minus x is x. And we would have gotten the same answer if we would have taken these two x's to the right side, but whenever I get a chance to keep my variables positive, I do. So then bring the rest down. Since I've decided to keep my variables on the left, I will take all my constants to the right. This cancels and I get x is less than or equal to 11. Now over here, I'm going to decide to keep my variables on the right because, again, this keeps my variables positive. I like to do that. Bringing the rest down, 3x minus x is 2x. Then plus 1, bringing that down. Subtract 1 from each side. Oops. Subtract 1 from each side. This cancels, and I get 7 less than or equal to 2x. Divide by 2 on each side. Divide by 2. This cancels. X is greater than or equal to. Notice how my variable's on the right, but I'm still reading it from the variable. Greater than. Remember the points. 2 points on this side, 1 point on this side. Greater than. And I'll just leave this as a fraction, or I could say that's 3.5, however you feel most comfortable with it. And I'm going to rewrite this. Now remember in one of the previous homework demo videos, I told you should always try to rewrite this from the variable on the left. X is greater than or equal to 3.5. And the reason I wanted to do that is because when I rewrite it like this, then graphing is so much easier because I know that my arrows on my graph is going to face the same directions as my inequality symbols. So I have two numbers, 3.5 and 11. And this says x is less than, well, I got a less than or equal to, so it's closed above the 11, and it's also closed above the 3.5 because of the or equal to, so x is less than 11 goes to the left. Up here, x is greater than goes to the right, and there's one of those barbell graphs that I was trying to explain to you. And that's how you work those problems, split them up, graph them, and hopefully you find that pretty easy.